Hi, and welcome along to another Arsenal Fan TV Transfer Daily, the show where we take a look at all of the players that have been linked with a summer move to Arsenal. We're going to kick off straight away with a player that's been heavily linked in all of the media outlets today. We've been talking about it all week. Today they seem to have stepped it up, and that's Mario Balotelli. Now, reports out there that Arsenal are talking to the striker, and are hoping to bring him in or hoping to sort something out with the player, not necessarily the whole transfer itself, but in terms of talking to the player before the World Cup gets underway. He's going to cost probably around about 25 million to 30 million pounds is what they're saying. AC Milan want to sell him. Remember, they've got excuse me, no Champions League football this year. They've got no European football this year. AC Milan had a pretty poor season last year, and they need to get some players off the wage bill. And it's kind of astonishing because since Balotelli has gone to Italy, he's played very well for AC Milan, scored a lot of goals, and the fans have really liked him over there. But it looks like they're willing to sell him. Arsene Wenger's a long-time admirer, but can he control Mario Balotelli? That is the question. There's no doubt in his talent, but can this guy be controlled? I mean, he used to let off fireworks in his apartment up there in Manchester. What would he get up to if he was down in London? That is the question. There is no doubt that if you are able to get hold of him and keep him on a straight and narrow, he's a very, very talented footballer, and he would be a massive addition to Arsenal. And if they say bought him and Loic Remy, I, for one, I'd be really, really happy with the strikers we then possess at Arsenal. But very, very strong rumour today in a lot of the papers that Mario Balotelli is the player that Arsenal are looking to try and bring in. Remember, he's a young guy. He's been through a lot already in his career, but he's only 23 years of age. So, you know, if you get hold of this guy and you really, work on him, he can become a top player. So we're going to have to watch that one. That's going to run and run. But Mario Balotelli, who incidentally I think could be one of the stars of the World Cup. He always turns up and plays very well for Italy. We're going to have to watch this space with that one, but that's the one that we've been very heavily linked to today. Another person we've been linked to this guy. I keep saying this with a lot of the times, but we've been linked to this guy now since the start of the end of the season, and all the rumours started flying around, and that's Angel Di Maria. Now, again, you wouldn't have thought it because he had such a brilliant performance in the final of the Champions League, and he's such an excellent player. However, Real Madrid are apparently willing to let him go. They need to be able to raise the funds because of the financial fair play, etc., so that they can try and buy Luis Suarez. So apparently they're willing to let him go for a whopping £40 million. Would Arsenal pay £40 million for Angel Di Maria? Very, very good player. I'm not sure he's worth that sort of money, but Real Madrid apparently would like to get him on the market, sell him for that sort of money so that they can raise the funds to try and make an assault on getting Luis Suarez. Now, Di Maria, as I've said many, many a time on this show, would be absolutely perfect for Arsenal. Plays on the left wing, is really quick and tricky, scores goals, experienced player, experience in the Champions League, and I think he'd create havoc in the Premier League. Lots of other clubs, apart from Arsenal, interested in him. Apparently PSG and Monaco are very interested. They always are. They got loads of money. There's rumours that Manchester City would be interested as well, Manchester United. But Di Maria, I think, would be a player that if we could get hold and bring him in, I mean, as I said the other day, if it came down to Di Maria or Fabregas, I would rather Di Maria because it's a player in a position that we need, that would enhance the team, and it would be a great signing for Arsenal. But £40 million, wow. That's heavy. That's a heavy price. Another player we've been linked to today, a player I haven't heard much about before, and he goes by the name of Danilo. Now, he plays for FC Porto over there in Portugal. He's a right back and Brazilian, not in the Brazilian national team, but Brazilian. Supposed to have had a really, really good season for Porto last season, and is being linked with a £10 million move to Arsenal, only 22 years of age. And, of course, we know that Arsenal are looking for a right-back. We all were assuming that Serge Aurier is going to be the player that Arsenal are looking to bring in, but it seems like over the past few days they've kind of cooled on that. They're kind of saying, we're not sure about Serge Aurier, if that's the guy that we need. So this is another player that they're talking about today, Danilo, and he's a right back and he plays for FC Porto. And another right back that Arsenal are apparently very interested in, and this one again has been going on for a little while, and that is Callum Chambers. He plays for Southampton. I feel sorry for Southampton. They're gonna have no players left. The way in which everybody's just swooping down on their players. Mind you, Arsenal have been used to that for years. We've had teams doing that for us for years. So Southampton, listen, I feel for you guys. But Callum Chambers is a player that Arsenal apparently very interested in. Right back, English player, and you know, one of those emerging young talents out of Southampton. And of course, we're going to need a right back because it's almost certain that Bakary Sagna is going to go to Manchester City or to PSG, and we'll only be left with only Carl Jenkinson. So we'll need another player to come in that position. So Callum Chambers, I don't know. You know, I've seen him play at Southampton. He looks a very good player. I would have thought Arsenal, from what I was hearing, they're looking at a more experienced right back as the other player, but Callum Chambers is another player that they've been linked to. Let's see what you guys have been saying. Let's read out a few of your comments. My chorizo sausage, that's a weird name. He says, yet another day of hollow rumours for Arsenal, whilst every other club in the world is doing actual business. And he's got a point there. I mean, I want to get something done, or just hear something. We want to hear something positive. I mean, Gazidis is there and he's saying, listen, we're talking to this and these talks are going well, and, you know, too much talks. Let's see some action. Shafi Ahmed says, are we getting Hulk? I don't know if we're getting Hulk. As a matter of fact, as I said right from day one when I sort of read out that rumour, I said that I'm not sure about that. Why would they want to sell Hulk, Zenit St. Petersburg? They spent so much money for him. And to sell Hulk for the sort of prices what I was reading of 30 million, 25, 30 million would be a bit ridiculous. But you never know in the transfer market. But I'm not sure. I can't see that one happening. FIFA Maestro HD says, I think if we bought Vela, Remy, Balotelli, Aurea, Bender, that would be a great summer. Yeah, that would be a great summer. That'd be a fantastic summer, as a matter of fact, if we were able to bring in some of those. Sorry, iHarpster HD says, according to Indy Kalia, Balotelli's officials were talking to us a few days ago. How do they know that? That's the thing about some of these rumours. How do they know that? How do they know who's talking to them? Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Listen, that's why they're rumours, mate. That is why they're rumours. And also, iHopstar HD says, I'd rather go for Aurea than Danilo, in my opinion, he says. And Daniel Chu says, with Ribery's injury, Griezmann's price will go up massively. That is a great point. Antoine Griezmann, of course, now is going to be, you know, he'll probably go straight in and play in the World Cup because now that Ribery's injured, and that means that everybody is going to be looking at Griezmann and saying, oh, this guy's all right. Let's get in there with a bid. So this is why I can't understand why Arsenal haven't got some of these business, what they were going to do, done before the World Cup, because they know that after the World Cup, prices, I mean, if Griezmann, for instance, like that guy just said, making a great point, Daniel True, if Griezmann goes to the World Cup and he plays well, and he has a good performance in the World Cup, then his price is going to rocket. You know, that 15 to 80 million that they're talking about could all of a sudden become 30 million. You know, Real Sociedad will say, you know, just like any other club will do, they'll be wanting to cash in. So, you know, I don't know, maybe, listen, maybe some of these talks have been done already, and where players, they've more or less agreed with players and they're going to bring them in after the World Cup. But it would have been nice to have got some of these business done, a bit like what Chelsea have been doing. And we're just going to have to wait and see. Just a couple more here. Manzilla48 says, Di Maria would be an amazing signing. He would give us good left-wing play and can also cross the ball. And last one here, Lachlan Morris. There's loads more, by the way, but we could be here all day. Robbie says, he says, Robbie, how far could this club go next season if we sign somebody like Balotelli? Listen, if we sign, it can't be just Balotelli. We need more than Balotelli. But Balotelli, for me, would be a step in the right direction. If you also got Loic Remy and you've also got Olivier Giroud and Yaya Sanogo, all of a sudden you've given yourself an excellent forward line. And one of the things last year is that we didn't score enough goals our forwards. Only Olivier Giroud, we had to rely on him. If we've got more options there and we've got like a constant attack that scores lots of goals, honestly, I think that could really, really push us forward. But Balotelli alone is not the answer. We you know, there's a lot of other positions that we also need to fill, but striker is definitely one of them. Listen, what we're going to do, we're going to do a poll on the website, right? I want to get people's opinions on this. Go to arsenalfantv.com, go there in about 10 minutes time, we'll get this poll up. Do you want Arsenal to sign Mario Balotelli, yes or no? Go to the website and answer yes or no. I'll take a look at that. Tomorrow we'll come back with the results of that, because there are some fans who are like, no, we don't want Balotelli. Problems, troubles, fireworks being let off, punch-ups with the manager. We don't want Mario Balotelli, and Mario Balotelli in London is a frightening prospect. But listen, there's a lot of other fans who think he's a world-class player and he would be a great addition to Arsenal. So go to that poll on the website. Do you want Mario Balotelli, yes or no? Thanks for watching. Have a great weekend. God bless you all. We will be back tomorrow with another Arsenal Fan TV Transfer Daily.